Hello my lovelies, welcome back. I'm so excited to be kicking off a new month of reading and a new month of all the bookish things. As always, we're kicking the month off with picking some books by using the prompts from my TBR jar. We're actually going to be kicking off my July reading together with Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. This is actually my Patreon's June book club pick, and we meet this weekend, so I have to get this one read. And this is actually one of my most anticipated reads right now. I have heard nothing but incredible things. I have been reading such good books, really just kind of been leaning into the mood. June was all about summer ween vibes. I ended up going off the rails completely and just reading whatever the heck I wanted. I read lots of horror and thrillers, and it was just a spooky good time. I'm feeling like July might be a little bit more summer romancy, but we'll see. I also want to continue to kind of lean into the moody vibes because I feel like that does make reading so much more exciting. But I do love to have some prompts, and I do love to have some options of books that are just kind of like already lined up because I feel like it gives me some good direction. So we'll be reading this together. And then, I don't know, the month is completely open. I do have a book coming in the mail tomorrow that I've really been wanting to read for a long time, and I feel like I'm just kind of in that mood right now where, like, if it's been on my TBR for so long and I'm vibing, I'm gonna pick it up. And that book is Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I feel like this is gonna be Fairytale, and listen, I love Fairytale. The way I want to relive Fairytale. I have it right here. If you have not read this book and you like dark, gothic, atmospheric books, this is it. So I need more books like this. If you have any recs, please leave them in the comments for me. So I'll also definitely be reading Nocticadia. And then Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell actually comes to Netflix on Monday. So I'm thinking I'm gonna like quickly read that this weekend because it's been on my TBR for so long. If you've been around, you know, you're like, oh my gosh, Jay, how many more times are you gonna mention Hamnet? This is gonna be the last time because I'm reading it this weekend. I already have the audio, I've got the book. It lands Monday and we're watching it Monday night, so that's my timeline. And of course, I'm in the middle of so many amazing fantasy series. A lot of those were on my TBR for May. Hopefully we can get some of them this month. But without further ado, let's pull our first prompt from the jar. A book with a cover that I love. So I've been pulling this one frequently, I feel like, which is fun because it leaves the options open. And I have some really good ones out of the gate. Let me pull a few and we can pick together. Okay, I have two options here. I have Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. And then I have one on my Kindle that I'm honestly considering buying at the bookstore because I love the cover so much. And that's Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee. I've been wanting to read a cowboy romance. Now, I have so many cowboy romances on my shelf, so many, that I feel like I should not be reading one from Kindle Unlimited. I should be reading one from my shelf. However, we're doing what we want around here. And maybe we'll get the book for the shelf because it is so stunning. If we see it at the bookstore, we shall see. A little bit of a cheat, but this one is actually our July Patreon book club pick. So I feel like maybe that's not fair to have this one because we're gonna read this anyway. But sometimes I don't read it until like the first week of the next month because we usually don't meet till then. I think we'll just put this one off to the side since we're gonna read it already for Patreon. This follows a 30-year-old virgin. Say less, this sounds like a funny good time. And we'll go with Cowboy Casual and we'll make it a thing at the bookstore. We will try and find this. This is Friends to Lovers. There's been some time. Childhood neighbors, 10 years have passed. Now Friends to Lovers is my least favorite trope. Second Chances is. So it's very close. Second to least favorite trope. However, after reading the best Friends to Lovers I've ever read, now I know when I read Emma, I'm gonna feel differently by my girl, Jane Austen. For now, this one's at the top of the list, and that's Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. If you have not read it, so good. So good. All right, first pick down. Let's go for our second. A book from Andrew's shelf. Oh my gosh, I pulled this one last month too, and we did not read that book, which was Six of Crows. And we did not read it because I did all of the mood reading and basically like abandoned said TBR. We're gonna put this one back because I do what I want. If I get to Six of Crows at some point, cool. But right now, I'm just not vibing. Let's try again. A pink book. I've just picked two pink books. I'm pretty sure the cowboy one is very pink. Let's see what we have. Okay, this one's a little mixture of red and pink, but I feel like it still counts. Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. Now, I feel like I'm still gonna be wanting to lean into some thrillers, and this is a very short read. So one of those days where I wake up and I'm just like, ooh, you know what, I wanna read a thriller today. I feel like this is the perfect pick. I don't know if this is like satire at all. If you read this, let me know, but I know that it's like a thriller based on a woman who will do anything to get the house of her dreams. And that sounds pretty fun to me. All right, so we have our pink book. It's literally an all pink stack right now. And I'm so excited. All right, number 3. Translated fiction. I think I picked this one last month too, and I didn't get to the book, but I would love to, and it'll be perfect to add to our pink stack. And that's The Vanishing Cherry Blossom by Takuya Asakura, translated by Yuka Meino. How stunning is this book? It's gonna be like the perfect cozy good time. It's super short as well. It's about a bookstore that only appears during cherry blossom season. It's 200 pages, and I feel like it's just gonna be a warm hug. So we'll add this to the stack. Let's go for 4. I think I've been reading 10 books a month. I read 10 books in June, 10 books in May, and I think I got pretty close the month before that. So we're gonna leave some room for mood reading, but I think we'll pick 6 together. That feels pretty good. I feel like I also keep picking this pink color, not intentionally. Start a new series, as if I need to do that because I'm in the middle of some really good ones already. But let me check my immediate TBR list on my phone. Okay, I have actually some really good options and some pink options as well. It's gonna be a very pink month. Okay, here's our options. So to start, I have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Now I know this feels kind of fall, however, it also just feels whimsical and fun and lighthearted, but I don't know if this would be considered part of a series. And I think it might be more of like just a interconnected standalone duology situation. But let's see. Goodreads doesn't say that it's part of a series. Okay, yeah, you can read them in any order. They have completely new casts, new storylines, new everything. So I think that takes this one off the table. For some reason, I thought people had said you wanted to read one before the other, so they felt very interconnected, but that doesn't seem to be the case online. If it's different, let me know if you know more than I do if you've read them, but I'll put this one off to the side for now. That leaves us with Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh or Direbound by Sable Sorensen. Now, when I think about this out the gate, I'm like, you're in the middle of another romance series you haven't finished when I think about Binding 13, which is Magnolia Parks. However, that's it. That's the only like other romance series I'm in the middle of, I believe. Right? Yeah, I believe so. But I'm in the middle of quite a few fantasy series. With that being said, I went through like a serious fantasy phase in the spring. And so, I don't know, like it could really hit, but then it could really not. You know, I've tried to read Direbound before and I got about 20 pages in and I put it down. I also have Furybound. I know that I'm gonna love them. I just need to push forward. And I know I'm gonna love Binding 13. But also like I'm scared. I'm scared of Binding 13 because everyone like, it's always super emotional. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you handle this? But it does feel kind of summer, kind of fun. I wish you guys were here so you could tell me which one to pick. Let me call Andrew. I'm feeling so indecisive today. Let's see if he answers. He's on lunch, but he ignored my FaceTime call. Okay, there he goes. Hi, love.
Hey, love.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, listen, I need you to help me pick. Binding 13 or I just start a new series is the prompt.
It says start a new series?
Yeah, so Direbound is fantasy and Binding 13 is rugby romance, I believe. Yes, rugby. So you're gonna go for sports romance. 13. I already know. Yeah.
Well, it also fits summer more, I feel like.
Yeah, I felt that too. And it's been sitting here for a while.
I felt like it just, and yes, it's been sitting there more than a while.
And they did also just like get the cast for the show. So that's kind of exciting. So now I'll kind of be in the loop.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you.
Love you.
Binding 13. I already knew. I was like, the second that I said them, I didn't think about it before, but the second that I said them, I was like, he's gonna go for the sports romance. He always does. And to be fair, it's always a good choice. All right, we have 2 more. If we also somehow pull Andrew picks, that's gonna be hilarious. Ooh, a new release. Let's look at what actually releases. All right, so July we have some good ones. Ooh, the second one, Exquisite Torment of Loving Your Enemy. So the second in the Dearly Beloved. The first one is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. I haven't read this yet. Sea of Charms, the Spell Shop #3 comes out. Ooh, in the wake, oh my gosh, July is a big month, guys. The Siren's Mage, the second one's In the Veins of the Drowning. This is a big month. I'm gonna have to go and spend some money at the bookstore. Oh my gosh, and oh, you know what? One of my most anticipated books comes out this month. I can't breathe. Oh my gosh, A Forsaken Prophecy. That's it. A Forsaken Prophecy, which is the second book in the Artesian trilogy by Stacey McEwen. I'm literally so excited. The first book is The Forbidden Alchemy, and I read this in December or January. I can't remember. I think it may have been what I started the year off with. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so excited. Now, if you have not read this fantasy, go read it. Go support Stacey also. She's such a fun human. Get me back to my Patrick. That man. Guys, okay, so that's gonna be it. We are gonna read A Forsaken Prophecy for our new release, but there are some other really good ones, and I'm very excited for July. We'll have to go book shopping together again later this month. All right, let's pick one more. Maybe two. Depends what we pick. Ooh! My favorite one, free choice. Oh, to have so many free choices. Now I should pick series I'm already in the middle of, which I'm hoping, you know, with the like 4 other books we'll get to as well. But with The Exquisite Torment of Loving Your Enemy coming out, I'm really tempted to read this. Also, it's pink, but this isn't even my gorgeous copy. Let me show you guys my special edition. This just so happens to be my only fairy loot book. Is she stunning or what? Is she stunning or what? The inside of the book artwork. I have this like feeling about this one. I put it off because like all of the Hermione fanfics like dropped at the same time. It felt like we had Alchemized, which I still need to read Alchemized to be honest with you, which is shocking, but I'm thinking that's gonna be like my first fall read or winter. I read the other one recently and oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name right now. And I didn't love it. It was very dark. People loved this and I was just so sad and depressed the entire time. I'm gonna continue on, but I'm hoping that I love this one more. Although everyone says like, I don't know, is that like the theme with these Hermione things? Like you're just depressed? I don't know. But I'm very excited for this. So I think I will read this considering the second one's coming out and then we can pick up the second one together. This also keeps on theme with our pink books. And yes, I will be reading this copy, not my Fairy Loot copy. All right, last one. This one was like really stuck on another one, so I have a good feeling about it. I have no idea what this says. A Dark Academia. Does The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy count as that? Because we will swap the two. I believe it is. I mean, I don't even know why I'm looking this up because it definitely is. Yeah, Dark Academia aesthetic, of course. So I think this will be our Dark Academia pick and we'll have another free choice option. There were a few romance new releases in June, I believe, that also caught my eye, that were runners up for our Patreon book club pick. I'm not like historically the biggest Megan Quinn fan. I've read her Christmas books and they were okay. They're also very long, but I've heard Rules for the Summer is really funny, so maybe. And then The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston also came out. Again, another author that I'm not like obsessed with, and as I'm telling you guys, I'm like, you shouldn't go for these. I'm not obsessed with, but I want to continue to give another chance, you know? Her books have a lot of like magical realism elements and people love her books. So I don't know, maybe not those though, as I'm telling you. Let's see, I'm looking around. I have so many books all around me. I also have books over here. Now, I feel like we should stick with the pink theme. I have this book that I've been wanting to read and it's YA and it seems very cutesy and it's an author I really need to try. She's right here. And that's Fake Skating. It's a YA romance. It says, growing up, Danny couldn't help but follow around the dorky but adorable son of her mom's best friend. Now, this feels like it might just be like a really cutesy good time, but at the same time, I don't know if it's feeling summer. I'm being very indecisive. Hold on, I think I have another idea. Okay, I've just torn up my shelves looking for an Ellen Hildebrand book that I thought I had. And now I'm like, I maybe don't? I surely do. Summer of 69 or something? Dang, now I don't know. But I need to read some Ellen Hildebrand. Maybe we'll save that for August. If you have any recs, please leave them in the comments. But I do have our last book. After literally tearing everything up, we've landed on a YA thriller. because I think having 2 thrillers will be smart. The Fall of Iris Henley by Jennifer Graham. Someone posted an anonymous thread to her high school's like gossip forum that she is a killer. So Iris loses everything, her reputation, her friends, her hope at getting a college scholarship. She didn't do it, but she needs to find out who did before it all gets pinned on her. This sounds fun, and I have been really loving thrillers. It's just been so fun to read them in the summer. So also drop all of your thriller recs. But I think we have our stack. These are the books that are coming along with us for the month of July. All right, I have a very small haul. Nothing crazy. I'm actually very proud of myself. I wanted to get Hungerstone, and then I looked on Libby and it was available, the e-copy and the audio right away. So I'm definitely gonna read that and like keep the horror summer-ween vibes going. And on that same note, I picked up the last copy of What We Did to Survive by Megan Lally. I am not seeing that this is available on Amazon. There was 1 copy left here, like I'm shocked. I read 2 Megan Lally books in June. I really enjoyed them. So I feel like this is gonna be like a fun YA thriller. Also very quick and easy reads. I read both books I think in a day, and they did not have the cowboy romance that I'm looking for. They have it in stock at Target, but I don't really feel like rushing to Target. So I'm probably gonna order it, but Andrew's like, you should read it first and make sure you love it. I'm like, yes, you're right. I'll read it first before I go crazy, but it's really pretty. That's probably why it's out of stock. And then, really kind of random, but I've been wanting to get back into poetry. I used to love poetry when I was young. I used to write poetry. It's just a form of art that I love so much, and I want to lean back into that. And so I picked up Mary Oliver's Devotions. This is a book of select poems. I have not read anything by Mary Oliver, but I just stumbled upon one of her poems recently, and I was like, why do I feel like I'm gonna love her? We will see. Let me know if you're into poetry. I really kind of want to habit stack this on my morning journaling routine. I feel like that would be really fun to get back into poetry and read a little bit before or after I journal. I also really want to annotate this. I feel like this is such a stunning copy to have like on a bedside table or on a coffee table. So pretty. So I think I am going to go in and like do some annotation and just take my time with this. It'll be something that I just thoroughly enjoy. I feel like keeping like always reading something that kind of just gets my mind turning and thinking, and I have to like use different parts of my brain than I do when I'm reading fiction. I feel like it's just a really good experience. That's the haul. Nothing crazy. I'm very proud of myself. Absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into with this book. I just read part 1, so I'm on page 28. What is happening? What is this? I don't know. My understanding is that this entire book is satire. And I don't know if I've read a satire book before. I don't think so. I'm like, when have I had this experience? I don't think so. Which one? Andrew says I have.
The one with the wedding?
The Wedding People?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Satire.
No, I have read some satire before, actually. Yes, I have. But anyway, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I can see why people are like, I cannot put this book down. So I have a 3-day weekend. I am literally just planning today on just rotting and reading this entire book. The only plans on the docket today are to go to the pool. Right now, I'm looking outside and I don't know if it's gonna rain, which would be really sad because I haven't got to the pool all season and it's now July and I just want to go to the pool. Like I just want to go to the pool. So hopefully we do that, but that's it. Like we're gonna read this book today. I'll probably update you guys like every part, I think, let's check. I think it's broken up into parts. Also, I picked like a bookmark that a kind of random one, like something pink. And I actually think this one was kind of perfect. This is from Gigi and Bo, but like it's all taking place on a farm. Like Yesteryear is the property that the farm is on. Anyway, I just thought it was like the perfect bookmark. So yeah, I think it is broken up into parts. Let me see, part 2, maybe not. Hold on, I also have the audio. Let me check. Because part 1 was the past, part 2 is the present. Oh, part 3 is not till the very end, the future, and then the epilogue is 5 years later. So no, I will not be checking in for parts. I'll probably check in like every 100 pages or so because it's kind of a chunker. It's 400 pages. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys when I'm like around page 100 or something and we'll see. I know she's gonna like wake up and be in the 1800s or something. She's gonna be like way back when, and I'm excited for that like twist. I don't even know if I told you guys anything about this book. I'm just kind of assuming that everybody knows about this book right now, but basically this follows a woman named Natalie who is an influencer and like considered a trad wife. Like her life is all online and everything and like seemingly perfect life. But we're getting like her inner thoughts and such. And so, like I said, it's satire, so it's very like extreme, like religious thoughts, extreme thoughts going on. We're like in her mind the entire time and I'm like, oh my gosh, like sometimes I'm like, is this satire? I don't know. So anyway, but that's what satire is meant to do. Her life is like seemingly perfect, but it's not, of course, right? So then she wakes up one day and she's in the past and there's, you know, she doesn't recognize, her husband has the same name, but it's like not him. She has kids, but they're like not her kids. And she's on the property Yesteryear, but it's like way back when. And I'm excited to see what in the heck that's going to be about and how long is she going to be in said time and what in the magical realism is going on. I don't know. You guys are along for the ride with me, so I'll update you soon. Okay, guys, I'm on chapter 13, which is actually literally page 100. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know what else to say. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how I feel about her, this character. I don't know how to feel about a lot of things. I wish Andrew was reading this at the exact same time as me. Like, we really need to do some buddy reading because I need somebody to like speak to in real time, like chapter by chapter. I need to message the girls on the Patreon and see who has read this and what in the but you know, it's because we try and keep spoilers out. Who has read this and what in the what are they thinking? I do not know. So she's also going through like memories at the same time. So we're still, I think, like, it's not that we're jumping between past and present in like the physical sense, but she is having lots of flashbacks and memories of just like how young she got married and, you know, going into kids right away and how she felt about being a mother and like not good thoughts, you know, clearly had postpartum depression, but labeled everything from this like religious standpoint. Does not like her husband. Like, what did she do? This like rich, privileged guy who's just lazy and quite frankly gross to me. I don't know. And it's like satire really like messes with your mind, you know, because you're just like, nothing, I'm taking none of this seriously, but at the same time, like, it's making me question so much, you know. If you know what I mean, let me know. But she did in fact wake up in the past, and I was shocked at the kind of dark turn that it took, to be honest. I don't want to give any spoilers away. It just took like kind of a dark turn, and yeah, it's interesting. Obviously only, you know, a third or a fourth of the way through, so I feel like we're not even to like the part where I think, you know, the meat of the book. So far I'm still like, what the hell's going on? You know? I'll update you in another 100 pages. All right, guys, the time has come to tell you my semi-final thoughts, because I'm only 60% of the way through and your girl's got to close out this vlog. I have less than 24 hours now to finish it, and I will, but I'm going to do that off camera. So I'll tell you kind of where I'm at. I did go to the pool last night, read for a little bit. Honestly, I was thinking, like, before I pressed record, I was like, what do you think about this book? And I feel like every check-in, I've just been like, I don't know. And so something interesting, I actually didn't know, Carol Claire Burke, I hope I'm saying that correctly, the author, she actually is the co-host of a podcast called Diabolical Lies, which is about politics and culture. And so I found that very fascinating. I may have to check that out. But honestly, what I can say so far is it's good. It's one of those books that, to me, even though I'm enjoying it, I feel like I'm trudging through it for some reason. Like, I'm only 60% through right now, but I feel like I should be 80% through. It's just one of those books. But it's good. It's very thought-provoking. It's very mind-bending. Like, I don't know how I feel about anything that's being discussed. It's, like I said before, like, the satire is just supposed to do that to you, right? It is just unsettling. Like, it just leaves you feeling very unsettled. And I'm assuming that I'm going to continue to feel that way for the next 40% of the book. I'm very curious how this is going to end. I literally have no idea. It's page by page right now. If you're thinking about reading this, I would recommend it. I think it's very thought-provoking. It's funny. I find myself laughing out loud. It's very twisty. And I just think it makes you uncomfortable in a really good turn-paging way. And if you do, let me know in the comments, because I would love to know your thoughts. But with that, I love you guys. I'm going to bring this cozy vlog to an end. I hope that you enjoyed spending a few bookish days with me, and I'll see you in the next cozy vlog. Bye.